Hey everyone, welcome back to Sacred Light Tarot. This is Anna, and I am getting ready to sit down and do a meditative trance and connect with my deities, Lilith and Freya, and get some messages for the collective. And I kind of wanted to give you guys a bit of you hear me talk about some of these astrological events. And I've had this question in my comments more times than I can count. How do I find out where my sun, moon, rising, Venus are, and why is that important? So we are in honor of, we're coming up to the anniversary, as sad as it is. Let me get my notes here. Of Selena Quintanillera's Quintanilla, sorry, Selena Quintanilla, her passing in 1995. This will be 20 years. Wow, I cannot believe that. 30 years since she passed, and I still remember the exact place where I was whenever I heard the news. Now, I am from Houston, Texas. I've been in Texas all of my life. If you are in the US, then you will most likely know her story. If you are from here in Texas, she is an absolute legend. So I wanted to, if you'll take a look at the graphic that is up on the screen now, this is her astrological chart. And I did want to go through some of the things that we see here. So as you'll notice, this is a very typical of a chart that you'll see a lot of these symbols that are quite far out from each other. So a lot of people say, okay, my sun is in, for her, Aries. All right. But if you'll look, she actually has Pluto in Mercury. Okay. So, sorry. Yeah, Pluto and Mercury. So we need to look at the houses as well as our full astrology, our full astrological birth chart. Why is that? Why is that important? Because Mercury rules communication. We are mercurial. If you're a Virgo who is watching this, then you are ruled by the planet Mercury. The planets themselves, and then we'll also get to the house systems. Let me pull that up because there is a lot to unpack here, and I'll put this up on the screen as well. Let's see. But we see that what I would expect from Selena is something that was very outgoing, something that was very gregarious. I'm very surprised to not see any aspects here or any planets in Leo. But what I do see are planets in Sagittarius and in Aries, specifically her sun and her Chiron. Okay, so these placements are quite significant because Aries is fire energy. Okay, it's very driven. And as we all know, she was quite driven to succeed, to spread her message, to be very, gosh, just so very, very sweet. We can see her moon being in Capricorn. The moon, let's run through all of this first. Okay, her north node, and that is the little horseshoe shape like this, is in Aquarius, and that is where your north node is pointing. So that is your ascendant, okay, your rising. So she was an Aquarius rising, an Aries sun, and an Aquarius rising. This is about being of the collective mindset. So being very passionate and driven and having the talent that she did, but giving that back to the people. Pisces, very intuitive. So let's go ahead and talk about the different signs, okay, and then we'll get into the different. Let me see if I can open this once again. Okay, that's fine. All right, there. So we want to take a look at the house system as well. Okay. So the planets and their meaning. So your sun sign. Whenever I say sun, moon, rising, Venus. Okay, your sun is your self-awareness and your ego. Your rising is what you project into the world. So it is how others perceive you. Okay, it's what you're meant to be doing. It's what you're meant to be following, your path. The moon is your inner emotional life. And that's why I constantly tell you guys, I identify more with my Aquarian moon sometimes, with the Aquarius readings, than I do with with my sun sign. Even though I have three Virgo placements. Mercury is how we communicate. Venus is love, beauty, money. It also represents how we show up in relationships. What planet we have in Mars, and mine is Leo. That is assertiveness and aggressiveness. It's about taking bold action, and it is also about where and how your anger manifests itself. To say that whenever I get pissed, I get very, very, very pissed is an understatement. I let's see. I had a run in with my daughter's school bus driver, and let me just say that from that point forward, he was very, very, very congenial to both me and my husband. Don't it depend wherever your Mars is. All right, if it's a fire sign, or Scorpio, that's important, because sometimes you may wonder where is this anger and rage coming from, and it could be that it is stemming from whatever you have, whatever zodiac you have in your Mars, and whatever oppositions are going on right now. And that's why the astro weather is important. Jupiter, luck and opportunity. All right, Jupiterian energy. Think the Wheel of Fortune. All right, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. That is growth and expansion. It's luck, opportunity. It is that Wheel of Fortune turning. Saturn, Daddy Saturn. Okay, all right. You've all heard, possibly you've all heard the term. Good old Daddy Saturn. Okay, Saturn teaches us about lessons, responsibility, time, routine. Pluto is one of the signs that you've been hearing a lot about, because it is going in and out of station and retrograde and moving into its new home, which will be in Aquarius now for several years. Decades, sorry. Yeah. That is about sex, death, transformation. Pluto rules the tower. It rules Scorpio. It rules the archetype of Pluto is about change. It's also about and Saturn being there as well. It's like, yes, we're putting to death. We're having these aha moments about what is working for us and what is not working for us whenever it comes to responsibility, time, routine, tradition, the way that things have always been done. Uranus, okay, is about individuality and revolution. What is it that we find to be individual about ourselves? What makes us individuals? What makes us unique? Neptune is about dreams, healing, intuition. So if we go back and we take a look, we see that her sun is in Aries. Her moon is in Capricorn. So her inner emotions are very Capricornian. That is about being steadfast. It is about being very committed. Now, don't think about Capricorn as the devil, but the archetype of being very stable whenever it comes to putting in the hard work. Okay, and if you know the story of Selena, then you will know that that heart, that emotional driving force, was to be stable and to continue to very driven, very, very, very driven to succeed. Mercury being in Taurus. So her communication, very, very well spoken, also earth sign, also very grounded. Her Venus, okay, which is about, as we talked about before, relationships, love, beauty, and money, being in Pisces, a very ethereal kind of. She and her husband, Chris, were very, very much that kind of fairy tale romance sort of story. And he still to this day has great love for Selena. She loved with fierce abandon not only her family and had a deep responsibility to her family, but it was a very, she believed the best in everyone, ultimately, even the person who ended up taking her life. Her Mars, okay, Capricorn, again, that's our assertiveness and our aggressiveness. So Capricorn, it's saying, yeah, very, very assertive. Okay, very driven. Again, think the Eight of Pentacles. Think the Four of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. Capricorn. Very driven. Very grounded in her drive. Also very grounded whenever it came to anger or aggression, saying, is this something that is worth my time, or is this something that, yeah, I'm making very informed decisions. The don't necessarily think, and I've told you guys this before, the devil is not necessarily a bad card. Jupiter, okay, in Sagittarius. Now, Jupiter, luck and opportunity. Sagittarius is about the Knight of Wands. What she saw, she went after. You can learn a lot about someone's personality just by taking a look at their chart. You can learn a lot about yourself from taking a look at your own chart. Saturn being in Taurus, all right, Daddy Saturn. These are about lessons. These are about the way that things have always been done, responsibility, time, routine, right? Being in Taurus is very, think the Queen of Pentacles, that is Taurian energy, very nurturing, almost like a mother figure. So that's where her strength was, in nurturing her stability and being very grounded. She still remains to this day one of those people who we remember for being so very grounded, even though she had risen to fame at such a young age, but she always kept her feet firmly planted on the ground. Uranus in Libra. So again, Uranus talking about individuality and revolution, fair, balanced, speaking the truth. What is it that we think of whenever we think of the archetype of Libra? Sometimes giving to a situation, okay, making sure that there is an equal, fair, balanced reciprocity, Lady Justice, being just, being fair in all situations, and she very much was. Neptune, this is that dreamy aspect, okay? In Sagittarius, again, dreaming of stardom, dreaming of being up on stage, dreaming of, that is that fire element, as I said before. I would associate her more with having more fire placements. Her Pluto being in Virgo, okay? So Plutonic energy, and we've talked about this before, sex, death, and transformation. What is it that she needed to break free from or transform? What is it that she needed to what is it that needed to be shifted? That would be Pluto. We take a look at Pluto, we see what possibly needs to be healed, okay? The North Node being an Aquarius is about, I want to do this for everyone, for my fans. She did very much put others above herself, for the greater good, the collective consciousness, Christ consciousness, whatever it is that you would like to say. We look at Chiron, okay, which is very interesting because her Chiron, which is the wounded healer, and it is what needs to be healed within all of us. look at where we're talking about right now. Mercury conjunct, and a conjunction is whenever they're both at the same degree. Okay, we have sextiles, we have oppositions, we have squares, we have trines. There are all sorts. There are all sorts of different aspects that planets can make to each other. I bring these up specifically when they are of deep importance. Not always. Okay, am I aware of them? Yes, I very much am. But only whenever I feel like they are relevant, and especially whenever they're impacting the collective as a whole. The solar eclipses, big events like that. A lot of these small things that we have going on will pass under the radar. There are a ton of other things that are going on right now besides the full moon in Scorpio and the Mercury conjunct, which it actually ends today. Those will separate, but they'll still be quite close together. So voicing those opinions about where you feel hurt, where you feel wounded, what needs to be healed. Okay. Oh, interesting. I'm thinking back to a conversation that I had with my mother just today. Okay, makes sense. Whenever you understand that, then you can, and especially whenever you know your chart and you know the other person's chart, you can take a look and say, okay, well, what might I hope for or expect with this trine, with this opposition, with this conjunction? Chiron is what needs to be healed in all of us. So we take a look at our Chiron and we say, yeah, there was a need for her to heal that same drive that she had for to barrel through. It's like having your sun and your Chiron in the same placement. It's about kind of taming down who you really truly are. There is something about yourself as a whole that does need healing. This can be a sign of something from past lives that has carried over. This is a big sign. The same with Pluto, okay? With that being said, let's take a look at, now we've covered the sun, the moon, your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Okay, again, that's why I ask you guys to go ahead and take a look at your chart. Astro.com is a really good place to do that. But I wanted to just really drive home the fact that, guys, if you take a look at your house system, we have every single, and I need to, let me see if I can, can I zoom in? I can. Let me zoom in here. There we go. Okay. So if you look at your house system, you have every single sign in the zodiac in your house system, right? The first house, which is your sun, self, appearance, beginnings, the body, first impressions, attitude, identity, and your approach to life. The second, money, work, income, daily routines, values, material possessions, priorities, habits, your work, and your work ethic. Okay, having to do with money, the second house. The third house, the mind, thinking, communication, siblings, social activity, interests, neighbors, and early education. You will have a different sign in every single one of these houses. So I see in the comments sometimes people will say, I absolutely cannot stand so-and-so sign. You have that in your own chart. Okay, if you absolutely cannot stand a sign, see where it is in your birth chart, and that's most likely going to be your Chiron, or it's something that you have been having difficulty with or making peace with in one of these houses, and that needs to be taken a look at. If you book a reading with me through Etsy, we can look at your astrological chart and we can do a really, really deep dive into this, all right? The third house, the mind, thinking, communication, siblings, social activity, interests, neighbors, and early education. The fourth house, home, family, roots, self-care, emotions, foundation, mother, children, women, femininity. The fifth house is of love, okay, romance, play, creativity, fertility, childlike spirit, joy, self expression, and drama. It's that house where you feel like a kid again. Okay. Fairy tale romance. Um, Feeling that lightheartedness. Whenever you've had a really good day, look and see where the fifth house is. You can actually see the transits in real time, by the way. It may help you to schedule a very important meeting or astrologically. There are really great. In fact, this goes back to, oh God, I wouldn't even dare to guess. But at the same time that the church was condemning people for astrology, there were popes, people in high society, kings, queens that had their own astrologers, okay, that would draw the map of the stars, and a little bit off from what we have now. Back in the day, we didn't have exactly, the tools that we do now, but they would say, okay, when is the best time to invade this country, or when is the best time to start this war campaign? They would rely on their astrologers and say, okay, when are the stars aligning in my favor? You still hear that term every once and again. The sixth house is health, fitness, systems, analytical nature. This is by the way, our house. Pets, work habits, organization, sense of usefulness, service given. The seventh house, relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, sharing, interpersonal style. The eighth house, merging sex, intimacy, not merging sex, but merging and sex and intimacy, shared finances, inheritance, taxes, loans, assets, property, joint ventures, goals, mystery, partners, and resources. The ninth house, travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law, and religion, cross cultural relationships, learning, ethics. The 10th house is career, long term goals, structure, status, reputation, public image, masculinity, men, fathers, experts, and fame. I know whenever we were in the fourth house, you guys were probably like, okay, well, what about? Well, that's why we say you have both masculine and feminine within you, because it does show up in every different area of your chart, or in two different places in your chart. So if something is aspecting or trining or challenging or conjuncting your 10th house, whatever planet you have in that 10th house, whatever zodiac you have in that 10th house, then it's going to bring you more into your masculinity, more into that, even if you're a woman. The same can be said for men if there is something going on in the fourth house. Okay, that may bring out more of a feminine, more of a gentle, nurturing aspect. Okay, none of this is bad. It's simply what makes us human. It's what makes us us, and this is all in our chart. The 11th house is group, friends, social awareness. All right, think Aquarius. All right, that is the 11th house. It's interesting because we have 12 houses and 12 zodiacs. Okay. Again, the sixth house being Virgo, because we are the sixth zodiac. Yeah, the sixth, right? Yeah. Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Gemini, Leo. Yeah. It's the sixth. Keep forgetting. Yeah, we are the sixth. The 11th, all right, think, like I said, Aquarius, groups, friends, social awareness, humanitarianism, the water bearer, okay? Aquarius is about the collective consciousness. It's about doing what's best for humanity, hopes, wishes, the future. Think the star card, okay? All of this stuff aligns, and that's why it is important for you to have a reader who actually knows what cards correspond with what zodiac and with what house and with what. There's a lot to it. It's more than just flipping over the cards or giving you three cards and saying, okay, Here's what I get off of these cards. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but it has the ability to go much, much deeper. Okay. With the 12th house, this is a wrapping up of the zodiacal calendar because we're talking about Piscean energy here. Endings, healing, closure, spirituality, solitude, okay, karma, old age, afterlife, what is hidden. Think the high priestess. Knowledge, yeah, definitely the high priestess. Limiting beliefs and the subconscious. It's the house of undoing. It's the house of looking beneath the surface. It's the house of what is hidden, what is in the subconscious. Think the moon, okay? So look at what is in your house system and better understand your own. Let me get back to where I was. Better understand your own way of thinking, believing, and why you may feel triggered at some points in time. What it is that needs to be looked at whenever it comes to relationships. What do you have in your house of relationships? Okay, for me, my moon being an Aquarius, all right, those are my inside emotions. Those are my hidden emotions. Those are my personal emotions. So I would say that that is very reminiscent of, and Thomas and I both share the same moon. Our Venus are different. So that is about love, beauty. Okay, it's about relationships. Mine is in Libra. Shoot, I forget where his is. I would have to look at his chart. But yes, we do have we do differ on that one. But take a look at where you have what is in your. If you don't want to do all of this, by the way, you can hire an astrologer. You can talk with me, and we can set something up. I do have these types of readings available on Etsy. Some people don't see the validity in them. Other people are like, okay, well, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. So whenever you hear me talk about, it does not matter. If, check your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Check other placements in your chart because they have a deep significance. Know what the planets mean. So your sun being self-awareness and ego. Your moon being your inner emotional life. Mercury being how you communicate. Okay, is it say okay if your communication is in Leo, then it is very authoritative, especially or in Aries. It's very authoritative. It is very fiery. It is very passionate. It is very matter of fact. It is very confident as well. If it is in Virgo, then you're very perspicacious. You are very well thought out on what it is that you would like to say. Possibly even you've written you a script. I go off script. That's interesting. I need to take a look at where my Mercury is because I'm not remembering like right off the top of my head. I do have it. I just have yet to pull it up. Venus, I don't have it pulled up. Venus is love, beauty, and money. Okay. Libra is my Venus. So I'm very fair and balanced whenever it comes to love. I also like to give whenever it comes to relationships. I'm not so great at receiving. I'm working on that. Mars, your assertiveness and your aggression. Jupiter, luck and opportunity. If you ever see your sign making an aspect or making a trine or a conjunction or anything having to do with Jupiter, that is a great time for you to take a chance, a risk, for you to start something new, for you to really invest all in whenever it comes to something, because that is the planet of luck and opportunity, and things are very likely to go in your favor if the timing is right. This also deals with divine timing. Saturn, responsibility, time, and routine. Where is it that you feel like you're being bogged down? Okay. With responsibility, time, routine. If things are being stagnant, take a look at where Saturn is and where Saturn is aspecting. If there is anything great going on with Saturn. Now, I always recommend Beyond the Veil. tarot and astrology because she does a fantastic job at taking a look at all of these different areas. Watch what sign you're most interested in whenever it comes to the planet or the area of your life that you're having difficulty in. Uranus, if you feel like you're not individuating yourself from the crowd, if you feel like you are not stepping into your own power, okay, individuality and revolution, take a look at whether or not Uranus is debilitated. That means in retrograde. Again, we always talk about Mercury in retrograde. And it's become one of the most famous ones, I think. And it's because communication, meaning cell phones, meaning internet, anything associated with communication has the tendency to glitch out. We also sometimes fumble our words. Why does it mean that people come back from the past? Well, if you think about it, you may hear from someone communicating, returning from the past. Okay. You may get a reach out. Okay. It's not necessarily that, now Venus being in retrograde, whenever we had that happen, you had more of a chance for someone to actually physically like come back into your life. You may just hear from someone from your past whenever Mercury is in retrograde. All right. Neptune, your dreams, healing, and intuition. Where is if your intuition is in Pisces, oh, wow. Okay. If your Neptune is in Pisces, you are one intuitive person. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, just based on that, you are quite empathetic. You have things that you may not be able to explain, they just happen. Okay. The same with Cancer and Scorpio. Very spiritual signs. Very much dealing with dreams, healing, and intuition. Signs, synchronicities. These things may just come to you, all right, in a dream. Pluto. Okay. Again, my husband and I both share a Pluto in Libra, which is probably one of the best placements that you can have as a plutonic bond. And I've talked to people about this before. If you've got, say, like Scorpio in your Pluto or Leo in your Pluto, both of you, that could be rather contentious or it could be really, really passionate. But it can also pop off into fights. Okay. With Pluto, if you share a plutonic bond, talk about it and say, all right, look, we're here to teach each other. We're here to transform each other. We have this bond together. Talk it through. So that there are no misunderstandings, because there is a potential for you to trigger the other person, and it's all meant for growth and expansion. Okay, guys. So don't be afraid of any of the other signs. Don't be afraid of any of the other signs. Don't be afraid if you pass a reading that is untitled and you say, "Oh my gosh, this sounds exactly like me." It's honestly because it is you in some house, in some area of your personality. This is being represented. It's just what house that is in. If you would like to know more about this, as I said before, and more about your own individual chart, you can book one of those readings with me through Etsy. If you're interested in anything like that, you can always just drop me a comment. Okay, you can communicate with me on Etsy, and I can get back with you. All right. But yeah, I kind of wanted to go into that a little bit by using a real life example who, rest in peace, is no longer with us, greatly missed, and see how those things can really impact who you are in real life. For those of you who don't know the story of Selena, I would really take a look. If you have the time. I will say, the Jennifer Lopez version is actually really, really good. There are a lot of documentaries on Netflix or YouTube. But FYI, just a little known fact is that when the movie came out, Jennifer Lopez was not allowed to sing any of Selena's songs. So those are all in Selena's voice. Okay. Just a little interesting fact. Again, guys, don't dismiss anything just because it is a sign that is not your sun sign. A lot of us resonate differently, like I said, with different areas of our chart, different houses, even different different planets. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that we are not just one sign. We are every sign in a mix of signs. It's which ones are predominantly giving you an issue or causing you distress that we need to take a look at. Okay? So whenever you hear me call out the signs, say, okay, that sounds familiar. I think I have that in my Chiron. I need to pay attention to this. This could be a healing message for me. All right, guys. If you have any other questions, please, by all means. I like doing these informatic videos. Again, that is the Aquarius in me. King of Swords, Ace of Swords, truth, information. But yeah, let me know what other topics you would be interested in. And I look forward to seeing you guys around the channel. A few changes that may be coming up, but I will let you guys know. With that in mind, I am going to get into a meditative trance and talk with my deities, and I will see you guys again here soon. Until then, take care. Bye. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and watching the video, spending your time with me. I would love for you to become a part of our community here, liking, sharing, subscribing, and letting me know how and if this resonated with you in the comments down below. You can always book a personal reading with me, and if you liked this video, make sure to check out the other ones here. Okay, guys? All right, I'll see you soon.